Hi, Lucy. Hi, Christine. Bonjour, bonjour. There we go. There we go. I don't know if there's a better way of doing this. You know, how do you set up first when you're not live and you don't really know what you're looking at, right? So my Apple TV is working, unlike last week. Lucy, I think you and I were having that conversation where my Apple TV wasn't syncing, and so I wasn't really sure what I was looking at. And after the fact, I went back and looked, and it wasn't plugged in. It had jiggled a little bit loose, so my bad. I'm learning. I am learning. So I'm not sure if anybody else is coming on board today. I know we're expecting Darlene. And Gail is here now. And so Lucy and Christine and Gail. And I am not going to keep you too long before we get going. But before we do, I want to show you a few things that I have been gifted with. I don't know if I showed you this lovely card from my friend Karen. So it's just design paper, and it's the same design paper, and she fussy cut that butterfly out and put it in the middle. So simple learning. Lucy, I'm reading your comment and I'm trying to talk at the same time. I can't multitask when I do Facebook Lives. A simple card, that's what I'm trying to say, but so sweet. So thank you for that, Karen, which was just a real treat to receive. This beauty is from my friend Chez, and so this is the Ornate Garden design paper, and the little border here is from the Ornate Borders. I should have pulled that stuff out. The Ornate Borders and yeah, I can't remember the exact name of it. And of course the daisy punch and beautiful ribbon, and from the Thankful, which also goes with the whole Ornate. So this, I believe, was called Ornate Thanks. So thank you for that, Chez, because that made my day as well. And where did I pop the other one? There it is. And then this beauty from my friend Lucy, which was stunning. And when I opened it, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so gorgeous. But watch this. Is this not the coolest fold ever? Lucy, merci bien pour ça. Ça c'est merveilleux. So just a beautiful card. Chère Denise, merci pour tout que tu fais. Love, Lucy. Like, seriously. So gorgeous. The Poppy Parade, or Poppy DSP, I forget the exact name of it as well. Should have pulled out my things so I could show you. But anyway, thank you for that love in the mail, Lucy. Made my day. And why is my phone ringing right now? Hang on 1 second. Can I call you back? Thanks so much, Josh. Bye. It was Woolsley Wool, the yarn store. I sent them an email inquiring about a certain yarn, and he's returning my call. Doesn't he know I'm doing a Facebook Live? Seriously. Okay, are you girls sitting? I hope so. Here we go. This is, remember that little brochure that came with last year's catalog? Well, this is another little brochure that is also coming with the new catalog. I have this on order. I'm not allowed to open it up to show you, but if you look really quick, did you see that? Anyway, I'll let you look again. You are allowed to look at the cover, but that's all I'm allowed to show you. So that is the little brochure. So in there, there's some little goodies that also go along with the new catalog. So I ordered it. It's coming. I'm not supposed to reveal until June 3rd what's inside, but look real fast, okay? Beautiful. And the new in colors this year, oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. There is actually an early sneak peek of the new in colors coming in. This is, what month are we? This is the month of May, because it's Mother's Day month. My mom and dad's anniversary tomorrow. So I am going to go see my mom, and we're going to follow each other so that we're not in each other's vehicles, and we're going to go sit in our lawn chairs 6 feet apart, and we're going to my dad's graveside. I know that that's my mother's love language, and so I need to bless her in that. So that's what I'm doing. So back to what I was talking about. So the May Paper Pumpkin, which has actually sold out now, there's none left to be had. The new in colors, I'm trying to sneak in here to see if I can find them. The new in colors are in there. So their names are, okay, are you ready? Their names are Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. And I often don't order the in colors because they're here for 2 years and then they're gone. But you know what? Last catalog, I loved the in colors, so I ordered them. And now this catalog, love the in colors. So guess what? I pre-ordered them. So I have those as well. So now let's get, I wanted you to see all of this too, as well, but let's get to what you really came for today. We are using the Pigment Sprinkles. Haven't used those in ages, and when I was prepping a second card here this morning, just so that I kind of had a little bit of a refresher about what I was going to be doing with you today, I was just like, oh my goodness, I love these sprinkles. Why have I not been playing with them a little more? So I'm going to bring you down, and before I do that, why don't I introduce myself? I know you all know me, but just in case someone else is popping in here, my name is Denise Willerton, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from East St. Paul, Manitoba, Canada, so basically Winnipeg. And I love what I get to do, and I love when I get to share with my friends, and you girls make me rich. You seriously do. It's just lovely to hang with you when I get to, and I miss your faces, and I miss doing in real life classes, but I guess this is the next best thing. So without any further ado, let me bring you down, and here we go. Hang on. Okay, am I nice and straight? I think I'm pretty decent. So the first thing I'm going to do, actually, you know what? I need my laminated Stampin' Up! Mat. Can you see I was playing? You should have seen my hands earlier. They were all colors. So I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight sprinkles, okay? And I'm also going to be using the Mango Melody sprinkles. Hello, Darlene. And also I am going to pull in, do you remember these sprinkles? These ones were not true Stampin' Up! Colors, but they were fabulous anyway. These ones are true Stampin' Up! Colors. But I needed some garbage, so I'm going to pull out some garbage as well. So here we go with the card. I need a piece of watercolor paper. Now, this watercolor paper is actually not Stampin' Up! Watercolor paper, although we do have it. I used to do watercolor painting, I used to do acrylic painting, I used to do oil painting, and I haven't painted in years and years. But anyway, I still have, not quite a boatload, but I still have a fair bit of watercolor paper from a previous addiction. Did I just say that? Yes, a previous addiction. So I cannot throw things away. I know I've shared with you before, I am my mother's daughter, and I am. So this is not Stampin' Up! Watercolor paper. I actually dug around before class hoping that I could find some because I wanted to do a comparison, and I actually do not have any. So this is fairly heavy. I believe this is 120 pound. I'm not really sure what the weight of it is. But here is, and because it's watercolor paper, my card is a little bit bowed, but it still would, well, and you know what, you can really see the bow here. It would, I think, still look decent on a table. That actually bothers me, but I don't know if there's a way around it. And that's why I was looking to see if I did have Stampin' Up! Watercolor paper. I'm gonna have to order it. I've got Wink of Stella on my little dragonflies, and I pulled in these embellishments, and I actually wasn't really impressed with the look. I love them, but I didn't care for it on the card. So when I did a second one this morning, just so that I had a refresher for myself, I used, you can barely see them, I used the clear, the epoxies, and I much preferred it with the epoxies. So this is what we are going to be creating here today. I'll just set those aside. So what I used was the Friend Like You stamp set. Okay, so there's my little dragonflies, and these are, you can stamp them, obviously, it's on the stamp set, and I used Enjoy the Little Things, okay? They also coordinate with the Friendly Silhouette dies, okay? So I got these bulrushes from these dies. Let me show them to you. They're actually fabulous. And you know what? I never looked to see if this is on the retiring list. I don't know. So here's the bulrushes. Here's the little dragonflies. Here is a palm tree with like a sand scene and flowers. And if I was smart, I would have cut those to show you what they looked like, but I didn't. So I guess I'm not so smart. I said to Dean once when we were leaving Friend's house, because just as we were leaving, I said something and everybody kind of looked at me strange. And so when I got in the car, I said to Dean, so what was that? And so he corrected my faux pas, and I said, oh, okay, well, I said that wrong. I never claimed to be the smartest fork in the drawer. Well, he kicked off laughing because it's not a fork, it's a knife. This sweet die is what I cut my sentiment with, okay? So this is a must-have. This is an absolute must-have. It's the rectangle stitched framelets, okay? So let's get that aside and let me show you, from a last card. How did that happen? Let me show you how I put this together. So I've got my laminated sheet, and if you don't have one, then I don't know, use a cookie sheet or something. And I've got my paper towel, and there's two ways you can do this. I can put the sprinkles on here and then mist. And you know what? Maybe I will do it that way. This one I misted first, and then I sprinkled. So let's see what happens. So with both of these, I misted first and then sprinkled. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So let's sprinkle first and see what happens. I don't know if you girls remember, but when we did a card using this, so with the Stampin' Up! Ones, the lid unscrews and then you have a little lift tab. So this is my Daffodil Delight, and where do I want that? And ooh, a little goes a long, long way. Trust me, a little goes a long way. Come on. I guess it's not going to move. I'm just going to tap it. I don't know if you can see, there's tiny little sprinkles on there. It doesn't look like there's anything there, but you would be amazed. Comes out looking red, but it is Daffodil Delight. And here is my Mango Melody. Let's get a little bit of orange happening in our skyscape. Come on out slow. Ah. Yeah, I usually put the water down first because then I feel like I can see more where it's happening, and maybe that's why I did it that way. With these ones that we sold several years ago, I just popped a hole in the lid and then used a push pin. These ones are not available anymore. So sorry that I'm doing that, but I needed some deeper red for my skyscape. Okay, are we ready for this? Let's see what happens. I'm going to show you what this looks like up close. So see all that? Let's give it a spray. Look at already. Can you see that? Okay. So here is what is happening, right? But I need more water. My paper's curling up, which does not concern me. See where that bunch happened over there? But you know what? When is the sky ever the same, right? This will calm down, I promise. We got a lot of yellow happening here. Let's get a little bit of gamboge in there. Like so. Come on. There we go. And let's get some Mango Melody. Do you see why I have a paper towel? And you know what? You can manipulate this and do whatever you want. No card will ever look the same. I forgot this came out quick. I was salting it. Okay. So here is what we have thus far. Let's get a little more water on there so this moves around. This is the part that takes the longest, okay? After this, it goes fairly quickly. Do you see my skyscape happening here? I hope you can see what I'm doing, other than making a royal mess everywhere. Hence the paper towel. Let's bring that this way. Ooh, I am happy with that. Let's bring some of that down here. I am going to grab my heat tool and I am going to put it on level 1. That's the beautiful thing about the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. You've got different levels. Just trying to move this around a bit. And you can always add more water, whatever you want to do. You know what? I'm going to add more gamboge. I want more red in here. Whoop. So this is definitely the part that takes the longest. Let's get a little more water. So you know what, girls? Having done it this way, I'm a fan of wetting your watercolor paper first, more so than the sprinkles being put on and then. But again, there's no wrong. Come on, gamboge. There we go. I think I will be happier with that. Let's move this around a bit. Get some water happening down where I just sprinkled. I am liking this. Let's get a little bit of water right in that corner. Now I can flip this upside down on my paper towel. I can put my fingers in it. Oh, I'm super pleased with this. Super pleased. I don't want this pooling here, so I'm just going to pick it up with my paper towel a little bit, like that. Just because I didn't want it pooling on the edge. This I don't mind in the middle at all. So now, let's get that gun out. And let's dry this up a little bit. Hi Connie, welcome here. And I am moving it around a little bit. So I'm on number 1 of this. And I'll turn it on to number 2 and you'll see that there's actually 2 heat settings on the Stampin' Up gun. Or heat tool, actually I think I'd rather call it. Here we go, number 2. This is 1. This is 2. And I don't know if you can see how my paper is actually drying. I would love for you girls to try this. I hope you can hear me. I would love you to try this if you have Stampin' Up watercolor paper, and let me know. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna flip it over. Now watch, do you see how the paper is curling when I flip it over? Can you see that? So let's get it this way and see if we can tone it down coming this way. Yeah, it's flattening for me. Oh, I like my sky. I like my sky. So now, there we go. Sorry for all that noise. This is dry, except for my paper towel. It's not, but that's dry. But see how it curls? There's just, unless somebody knows a trick out there, do share. Do share if you know. Hello Talia, welcome here. So see how it's kind of crinkly and bowed? When I put it down, you're going to put it down with either your Tombow or your tear and tape. You want to use a real strong adhesive because of the bowing. And you know what? This is just really making me realize that I have to buy some Stampin' Up watercolor paper, even though I still have a whole arsenal of, look at my hands, of watercolor paper from my, what am I trying to say? From my watercolor papering painting that I used to do. Now, do I want this for the top of my sky or that, right? So before I put this down, because I've got my 8.5 by 5 1/4 scored at 4.5. Okay, so I need to determine which is the top of my card, which is the bottom. I'm going to go for this being my top. I keep looking at my hands because I just want to make sure that they are dry. So, and they are. Sorry for how they look, but they are dry. Where did I put my little, I'm not sure where I put it. Don't I do this every time? Silicone sheet. That's what I'm looking for, because I am just a fan of when I am silicone sheeting. Oh, thanks, Connie. I did start it on the slower speed. I just wanted to speed things up. I'm making a great big old fashioned dinner tonight. I've got a roast in the oven and I've got sweet and sour meatballs in my slow cooker. There's the top. I want to make sure that I am putting this down properly, like so. So girls, whoever is doing the Timeless Tulip class, your kits are ready. Whoever is doing the 3-tiered, and you know what? I do want to show you that. The 3-tiered card. Those kits have also been cut. Okay, I am well down here. And I just kept massaging just because the watercolor paper is a thicker paper and I wanted to make sure that I was down nicely. So now with the dies from the Friendly Silhouettes, right? These are my Bulrushes. I cut out 2 of them. One in Early Espresso and one in Soft Suede, okay? Now, remember back in the day when we used to carry adhesive sheets? Well, they're back. I am so happy to say they are back. So, pardon me, I had done this earlier and I already had my adhesive sheets behind here before I cut them, okay? So I believe the adhesive sheets that are coming, I don't think Sizzix created them. I am just measuring my Bulrushes. Now you can have it come over the card, and you know what? I didn't on these. See how I stopped on the edge of my panel? I'm going to do something different this time just because I want to see what it looks like. So I'm going to start with my Soft Suede. I'm just going to get that back lifted up. I need my Take Your Pick tool. I need help getting this. Come on, come on, come on. Where are you? I'm trying to poke it. There we go. I think I've got it. Hold that down. There we go. I just love these adhesive sheets. Now, if you don't have adhesive sheets, remember my little trick that I showed you? You're going to take your sponge, you're going to take your silicone sheet, you're going to put a little dab of Tombow on a piece of scrap. You're going to pick it up with your sponge. And because these Bulrushes are really fine and delicate, you want to either pounce on it or you want to go from the top to the bottom. Like you don't want to be going back and forth because you'll make a mess of your Bulrushes. So if you don't have adhesive sheets, there is a way around it. So I'm just gently pulling this off, and then I'm going to put this down on my card. And I want this just on the edge of my watercolor paper. Okay? So pardon me if my head is stuck in there. I'm just trying to see what I am doing. There. Now I'm going to just push that down. Oh, I love it. I love it. Then I'm going to take my snips, right? And whatever is hanging over, it's just a super, super simple cut because I'm just following the edge of my card. Like so. Get that junk off my scissors. The other side. Get that repeated. This must be strange in a way for you girls because when you come to class, I very seldom create a card, and now all of a sudden, that's all you get is me creating a card. So there's my soft suede, and that's down. Now I'm going to take my early espresso, and see how some of these didn't pop out? I am going to watch carefully as I take this off to make sure that they follow along. And if they don't, then before I put this down, I want to make sure that I pop those out. Get my adhesive back going here. There we go. And just a gentle pull. I went for another recess bike ride with my grandkids this morning. Knocked on their door, stood away, said, "Let's go, get on your bikes." It was so fun. They each take turns guiding. So last week it was Isaac, today it was Austin, and 3 weeks ago it was Lucas. Now I can see that one right here did not come out, and there it is. Look at that. So now I am going to do the same thing. I am going to hang over the edge of my card on purpose. I don't want to match it. Okay, so on purpose, I'm going to make sure that I am not, I'm crooked here. I want to make sure that I am not following the lead of the first one that I put down. Okay, so there we go. So now that's down, and same thing. Let's just clean up our card. Get that off. And get that one off. Let's pick that up there. Okay. So there we go. Now we just need to put our little dragonflies, which I stamped from the stamp set and cut them out using the dies. And so here's my 3. I like to work in odd numbers. Okay, we're gonna flip those guys over. Come on. Come on, little dragonflies, work with me. My yellow and orange fingers are really bugging me. And I like to store my adhesive in our nice big boxes. Then I always know where they are. Yeah, thanks, Darlene. I love the double as well. It kind of gives it depth. So I took my minis and I cut them even minier. Okay. So I just want that on my dragonfly because I want these little guys dimensionaled on my card. Get the back off. If you just poke in with your take your pick tool, a lot of times the backing just comes right off. like so. Okay, there are two kind of big ones. Well, they're sort of big, and one small one. I'm going to put the small one down here, and this big one here. Let's get those guys nicely winked. I wish you could see this in real life. It's way nicer in real life, I'm sure, than what you're looking at. Can you believe it?
Call from
It's my daughter. I'm sorry, Angela. I just hung up on her. And I forgot to, I'm going to silence my phone because she's going to try my phone now. Sorry. There we go. Enjoy the little things. So that's been pre-stamped and pre-cut using my rectangle stitch framelits. I've got my dimensionals behind there already. See how I just kind of poke in there and they just lift right out. Way easier than trying to pick it off, I find anyway. And now let's get this down. Do I want this? Where do I want this? Where do I want this? I've got it on that side here and on this side there. There's no right or wrong. And so sometimes I just try to overthink it too much. I'm putting it down right here. Ta-da. Ta-da. That's it. There are my cards. And let me bring this up. And hello, Cheryl. You missed the card. Oh, thanks, Lucy. You missed the card, Cheryl. But I will have this on repeat. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something. You're coming back down, girls. You're coming back down. You know what I forgot was, let's straighten up a little bit. I forgot my little epoxy. And you know what I want to do this time on my epoxy is I've got the heart epoxy droplets, and I am going to put those on. Oh, you got your hair done. Yay! Well, when the camera comes back up, you'll see my hair, and it definitely needs done, because it is done, definitely. So I think I'm going to go with, you know what, let's start with one of the small ones first. You know what? I've got a lot of white space. Let's start with the medium. And again, I'm going to probably do this in threes. Let's get... Ooh, you know what? I think I like that right there. And let's see if I like a big one before I put it down. It's stuck on my finger. Ooh, I think I like that right there. See how, I don't know if you can see from there, but do you see how, where's my lens? Do you see how the heart is kind of, it's got the two different colors going on here? So now that I've got two down, I definitely need one more. So let's overthink this. And where do I want this? And I'm going to go for a medium size one this time. And we're going to put it right down here. Ta-da. So there. Now I'm done. Now I'm done. Do you see the little heart epoxies on there? One is down here on the sentiment, and then I've got two here. So that is with using the watercolor and the rectangle stitched framelits for my sentiment, and the friendly silhouette dies and a friend like you. Ever have something in your mind and then you forget what you were going to do? Because I wanted to see if these were retiring and I forgot to do that. I know that the heart epoxies are retiring. I'm not sure about these guys if they are or not. But those are my cards. And Shell, I showed off your card at the beginning of the YouTube. So thank you so much for that beautiful gift in the mail. That was a lovely, lovely surprise. So that is it, ladies. That is our card. Friend like you, enjoy the little things, and we really need to. We need to enjoy the little things. And soon and very soon, the little things like a hug is not going to be a little thing anymore. It's going to be a huge thing, and I can't wait for that day. That will just be glorious. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. If you have not liked my Facebook page, like my Facebook page and follow me, and you'll be notified every time I do a post. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can go back and you can look at these as many times as you want. And that's it. I really appreciate you coming into my studio today, and it's been wonderful hanging with you. I have to go upstairs and see how my dinner is going, because I'm cooking a big old-fashioned supper for hubby tonight. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, sweet and sour meatballs, peas and carrots, gravy. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. So we're going to have a wonderful supper, just him and I. And then we're going to watch Survivor. Don't judge me. We do watch Survivor. We are those people. So thanks for coming. Enjoy your day. Be encouraged. Have a blessed day. Be safe. Enjoy the sunshine. It's not super warm out, but it's doable. So enjoy that. I hopped on my bike today and went for a bike ride with my grandkids, distance apart, but I was still hanging with them, so that was wonderful. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I love you. Thanks for popping in on my studio. Have a great evening. Bye.